First question is from Pete Kendrick. Why can't the different diet camps just admit that there's no perfect diet and just get along with their day? It's infuriating listening to these zealots. I'd love to hear you discuss this.
This is a funny one because what's the
Can't
old
we all get
saying?
along?
The old saying, like when you're at a dinner party, don't bring up religion or politics. This diets have to be up there.
Yeah.
At least if it's a fitness like group. People definitely
It is
get into
now
their
more than
camps.
ever. It wasn't before. I don't feel like it was until I'd say the last decade. I don't think it was that way when we first started.
You know what? When we were, let's see, I'm trying to think.
It wasn't. I remember.
No, you're right. I think it
As
was,
soon as it started to get politicized.
but it was, well, not just that. I think, okay, when low carb Atkins came out, then you started to get this because then it became low fat versus low carb. And that started to create kind of a little
I
bit
didn't
of this-
even. I don't even remember feeling that way at that time. In fact, it was if someone brought up their Atkins diet. What I recall at dinner tables and stuff like that was curiosity. Oh wow, really? How's that working out? And like asking questions like that, where you bring up being a vegan or carnivore or now, and then all of a sudden
Social media.
Yeah,
It's got to be. I feel like the moment social media existed and allowed people to now have a voice about their experience, their anecdotes, like all that stuff, like that just was fuel to now like entrench people in these certain camps.
So I'm going to, at risk of being a little controversial, I'm going to say this started with vegans, and here's why. It's because veganism is rooted in something different than other diets. Other diets are rooted in eat this way because it's healthier, or it burns more body fat, or it builds more muscle, or it provides more energy. Whereas veganism is rooted in we don't want to hurt animals. It's wrong to hurt animals. It's wrong to eat animals.
Yeah.
So it's a different
Righteous component. there.
there's different, right? So if you're a vegan, and by the way, the data shows this, that vegans that actually stay vegan for the rest of their lives, it's not because they're following a diet that helps them lose weight or become healthy or anything like that. The reason why they do it and they can stick to it is because they really do believe that this is better for animals. They don't want to see other animals get hurt. They don't think animals should be killed. And so that...
well, there's a component that's been added to that now too, which is that the earth,
the environment.
yeah. So it's
So
not
now
just
it's climate and all this, and that now is no longer I follow this diet because I think it's better for me or because I burn more body fat, but rather I follow this diet because I'm a better person than you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And I recycle.
and to make it worse, you follow this diet that's hurting everyone else.
Yeah.
So that's part of it. The other part is this, and this is the majority. So what I just said, I don't think is the majority. I think the majority is this, is that if you've ever done something that did change your life, forget diets. If you did anything that fundamentally changed your life, it's hard to not become an evangelist for whatever you did. So it could be sauna, it could be a new religion or a practice or a diet. You follow a diet, you lose 50 pounds, changes your life. You automatically, it's like you want to tell the world, you want to tell everybody, you are an evangelist. And so that creates this kind of like this fervor when you're explaining to other people and talking to other people, and you almost want to tell people, and I know what this feels like, where you tell people like, you just don't understand. Yeah. Like, no, just do this. You don't understand. And then to other people that can be kind of annoying and like, all right, shut up. I heard about your diet. I get it. Like, I don't want to follow it or whatever. And then also it can maybe make me feel bad. That's great. You lost 50 pounds. I know I'm fat. Like, I don't want to hear about this anymore. So that's a big part of it as well.
I think the answer to this question though is much simpler. I think it's as simple as profitability, money.
Yeah, it's easier to market.
Sal's brought this up on the show several times when he loves to use the analogy of what Pepsi and Coke did, the Coca-Cola or the Coke wars in the 90s. That was so brilliant, was Pepsi and Coke coming together at trying to demonize each other in pursuit of dominating the market over everybody else. I feel the same thing in the diet wars, is that they're so staunch about their position, not necessarily because they truly believe it, because that's what's best for marketing, is to make a camp where it's us versus them.
Yes.
And I think a lot of them deep down inside know better, but that's not what's going to make them profitable. What's going to make them profitable is taking a hard stance, drawing a line in the sand and saying it's us versus them, And that is the ultimate goal. And so I don't think most of them even believe their own bullshit. I really don't think they think that the diet is for everybody. Not at least any of them that are intelligent, any of them that are, doctors that are doing this, that are well educated, do not believe that this is a one size fits all, because if you have any sort of formal education around nutrition, you know better.
Yeah, the market wants a one size fits all.
Yes.
And that's what's being portrayed. So that's why, this still exists, because it's the easiest way to make profit and to be able to kind of corner a certain part of the market. Like being able to comb through all the nuance and individualize that experience takes a lot longer conversation. And so it's not really, something that a lot of influencers are going to gravitate
Yeah,
towards.
you guys make two really good points. Point one, effective marketing is sell why your idea or product is the best, and then simultaneously demonize your competitor in that same marketing strategy. So it's not just we're the best, it's we're the best and that common one, that other product or
That's
idea.
hurting you or whatever.
It's not just are we better, but they're actually bad.
Meanwhile,
very, very effective.
Meanwhile, we both win because we're getting enough attention that we're driving more people into the space that
Yeah.
may not have been in the space, and
Yeah.
that's why it's like politics.
And then the other-
Exactly. There's no third party. Are you
Yeah.
kidding me? There's only two.
Well, look,
You're red or blue.
I'll tell you what, politics learns from advertisers and advertisers learn from politics. It's all the same.
yeah,
They really do learn from each
It's
other.
everywhere now. It's
Yeah,
literally
but-
the same playbook.
But yeah, what you said too, Justin, is also huge, which is diet is extremely complex. And I'm not even just talking about the components of a diet. I'm not even just talking about the physiological effects of a diet. I'm talking about the psychological effects and the connections and how we use food and why we actually eat, which most of the time we eat, it's not because we're hungry or to nourish ourselves. It's for lots of other different reasons. We've talked about this on the show many, many times. So it's very complex, but people don't want a complex answer to their question, which is, how do I lose weight? What do I eat? What don't I eat? Like, this is the big, when you're a trainer, this is the most frustrating thing. Is 100% clients will come to you and say, okay, that's great. I'm glad you're telling me all this. Just tell me what to eat, what not to eat. That's all I want to know.
Just write it right here.
Just tell me what to do and then I'll do it type of deal. So, that's a big part of it too.